Hey, it's Barb, and I want to talk to you today about some tips and some ideas about how to think about and how to use your legs. And the reason is that this came up a number of times over a number of weekends in clinics, and I think it's something that we all, not that we struggle with, but we have to focus on it in order to get the feel that we're looking for and the communication we want with our horses. And as you know, I'm a big proponent of communicating, well, first of setting an intention and getting really quiet. And then your primary communication is with your seat. And then the rest of your body is soft, including your legs. And when you're in that ideal place of calmness and focus, then the cool thing about it is that your muscle tension is just right also. So I'm going to change the camera angle here, and I'm going to show you some things about your legs. As I'm sure you know, ideally your leg position in the saddle is relative to your shoulders, which you can't see my shoulders, but my hip bone and then my ankle. So if I dropped a plumb line all the way down, it would come straight down. And then to me, it's like the tension in your legs, you kind of hug the horse, but you don't in a natural position. And I know all disciplines are different, so I'm very respectful of that. But in order to feel those micro movements of a rib cage kind of going in and out, and you feel just that slightest little bit of lean when a horse wants to lean into a circle or gives you the idea that they might be changing directions, and that you want to respond with just the touch of your calf, to move them over. That really requires this position where your legs have a little bit of tension in them, but it's just right. It's just enough to be sensitive and alert, and your mind's alert, your legs aren't alert, but you just feel real connected with your horse. But what happens, let's get adjusted here so you can see my leg and my foot. But what happens when we get really excited, we get tight. And so heels can come up. And just when I did that, my thighs came in, or sometimes we clamp with our calves. But basically, when we get really tight, it renders this part of your leg to not be very functional. It's just really tense, and so your movements tend to be tense. And if we're not paying attention, we can just kind of go like that. I obviously don't want to kick Nick because he's been such a good boy, but we can get just like really peck, 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 peck. And the more we do that, the less effective we are. And every time we peck, 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 my upper body's moving, so our seat's not staying stable in the saddle, and sometimes we're not even touching our horse. So ideally, when we use our leg, I like to think of it as, first I want to use a calf, then if I use my foot, I turn my toe out, and again, I know this may or may not be for all disciplines, but that allows me to put a little more calf in, down further to my ankle. And then if I need to, I can use the heel or the end part of my spur to push. Now, some disciplines, like cow work, we push with our leg to get a smooth motion. Other disciplines, like roping or barrel racing, that sort of thing, sometimes it's a kick because you want a burst of speed. But when you use your legs in a kick kind of a motion, what happens is that you will have a burst of speed. And just depending on what you want to do, you determine how you use your feet. It's a really great exercise to walk around and ask lightly with the calf. And then if your horse does not respond, then add the amount of pressure, either with more calf or turning your toe out, or pushing more on the rib cage in order to get the response that you want. So this is just like a tiny, tiny little thumbnail, just a little tip about using your legs. And the main point that I want to make is that when you get in the saddle, connect to your seat, check out your legs to make sure that you feel them close to your horse with just the right amount of tension. And then when you get ready to give your horse a forward cue or a side, to move over cue, that you just move that leg. It's almost imperceptible, like this. Move, give a little pressure, the light pressure. And then if you need more and you want a smooth move, like a, reining, getting faster in the circle, maybe you'd use a kick there, I don't know. But usually when you kick, you make a horse kind of move abruptly. So, we like to give a hard push. And then, of course, always when the horse responds, you release. So there you go. I hope that is a helpful tip with your feet and your leg. And get very settled. Take the time when you're on your own to get really focused and just feel your legs. Feel your horse move you. Feel your legs against your horse's side. And when you get ready to give a cue, give them a touch. And if they need more, then either more calf, turn your spur out, push, or if you need to, certainly you can give a kick. Just know what the responses are. Okay, leave a comment. Let me know what you think.